From KWCH, you're watching 12 News at 10.
Shoe cobblers are becoming harder to find every year. Tonight, Bert Harry talks with master cobbler Keith Woods, who's from Wichita, who says he's learned many lessons over the past 50 years. One of the most important is that what you see on the outside is much different from when you take it apart.
You'll learn a lot faster if you love it. I always liked working with leather and things like that growing up because my family were horsemen. And I started oiling saddles, cleaning saddles for my family, and fixing hand sewing bridles and things like that. The key to success in this business is being able to fix whatever they bring in. The more steps that you take, the better the results will become. We're leather surgeons. Several years ago, there was like 25 shops in Wichita alone. And now there's basically less than 5. We have to bring everything to a point where you can reuse it again. I love the smell in here. It's the combination of the glues and the leather. Yeah, it's like a new car. Everyone's looking for a better deal as far as buying merchandise.
I mean, you said what happened to the glory days or the good old days. I mean, the internet happened.
A lot of our jobs right now, a lot of it is just gluing soles back together because they're not sewn on. I've been in for 50 years and I learn something every day.
Failed and he's built it back up and he's failed. I mean, that's part of living, that's part of life. It's part of mastering a craft.
My daughter, she's been with me.
We're like the same person.
And she loves it.
One day at a time. And even when I feel like I'm failing at everything, he reminds me that how far I've come.
I've learned that what you see on the outside sometimes isn't what it is when you take it apart.
If it doesn't always work the first time, try again.
Different steps for different successes in repair.
Father Keith Woods is continuing to train his stepdaughter in this dyeing skill so that she can take what she's learned and carry it into a new generation so that the trade does not disappear.